Welcome back to Farming Simulator 17 with the Rude Man. We're going to do some farming. This is episode number 2. And I've grown a little bit more fond of the game since yesterday. I did buy a server that anybody that wants to get on, let me know. If you look on my YouTube page in the About section, you'll find an email address. Send me an email and I will send you a password to get on the server. And there's only so many slots, but if enough people want on, I'll increase the slots and we can play. And I tested it today to see how it was going to work in multiplayer. This game works very well in multiplayer. Big Hoss, one of my subscribers, and I, the two of us, did a 5-hour stream on my new server. So I don't know if you've had a chance to see that, if it's up yet. It's going to take a while to render. But in the meantime, let me get going with this. We'll get started here. It looks like this guy's full, so let's empty him. Let's see here. We want to put the pipe out and then go find our tractor trailer. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We had a lot of fun, just the two of us. He streamed on his page and I streamed on mine, and we just had a ball. The 5 hours went pretty quick, and unfortunately we didn't know we were gonna do it. I'd put the server up and he was helping me with that. He's got a couple servers that he has for his subscribers, and so he was helping me with the server, getting the server up, and we popped in here and we were farming, and I said, you know what, we're kind of wasting streaming time. We should be streaming this. And so we both jumped on our streams and started streaming it. So it wasn't anything that we had scheduled, but boy did we have a lot of fun. And I apologize for somebody that might want to be here and didn't make it because they didn't know we were doing it. I'm going to start doing a lot more streaming. We're going to start doing, a few of us, American Truck Simulator streams in Convoy on multiplayer, and we're going to try to do some Euro Truck Simulator in multiplayer. It's a whole lot of fun. What are we doing here? Fold the combine. All right, we can fold the combine and put the pipe in. All right, let's go move this fella around here. I learned an awful lot about the game by live streaming tonight because we had a lot of guys in here, and gals both, that have been playing the game, and they were able to help us with a lot of stuff. So I learned an awful lot about the game. Let me just kind of park this guy in here, which was a good deal because there's a lot I needed to know. And let's see. Let's go into the... No, not that. If we go in here and in the fruit types here, we can look at the fruit types. We've got field 12, 14, and 15, and we can show the growth period of that. It looks like 12 is just been seeded, 14 has been cultivated, 15 has been harvested and is empty. So I didn't get to work on those. But here's the other thing that we need to do. If we go in here, this shows what fields need to have what kind of work on them. Every single field pretty much in the game needs to be plowed. And the way it's set up is you have to plow every once in a while to get the best yields. And so it'll kind of tell you when it needs to be plowed by this right there. Now, if you click on the needs plow button here, it turns that feature off for the time being, and you can see here what needs to be done. Fertilizer right here. There are 3 stages of fertilizer if you choose to have them. You can choose to just fertilize one time. I've chosen to do it 3 times because I'm a glutton for farming, I guess. But this will tell you that we're in the first stage of the growth, the fertilization stage of this field. So we fertilize once, we've done it, it's in that stage. If I fertilize again, it'll turn a darker blue. If I fertilize a third time, it'll do a really dark blue. And so you have to kind of watch this, and it really improves the amount of grain you're going to get off that field. The other thing I learned was that you have to, after you plow, you're supposed to like spread manure or something, and then you cultivate, and then you can seed. So that's all stuff that I didn't know that we had to do. So let's move back over to this other field here and see what we need to do. Okay, so this field right here, what do we need to do on it? Let's take a look. This is field, what field is this? This is field 14, and so we need to seed this field here. So let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on wheat for now. Or what did I do in the other field? What did I do? Hang on. Let's take a look at that. What did I do? Growth, no. Fruit type. I did wheat on that one. Let's do something different. Let's do one wheat and one barley and maybe a canola or some soybeans. Should we do some soybeans? You know what? I don't think the soybeans sold that well on this game like they did in 2015. So let's do a barley and a canola. Let's do that. So we'll do this one with barley. Let's see if we can toggle beacon lights, turn on sower, select seed. 5 and 4. We'll leave that on barley. Let's move this thing up to the field here and hire a worker. And there she goes. I love that we can have different avatars. That's just so cool. All right, the other thing you need to repair your things once in a while. Your equipment needs to be repaired and maintained once in a while. Now, doing missions, we can do missions for other farmers. They will hire us to do their harvesting and stuff. There's people that made a couple $100,000 doing that. So I'm going to want to do that. But I want to get these things planted first, and then we'll do that go out and do some missions. I might try to do the missions kind of either offline, because it's kind of boring just watching me do a harvest. But we'll see how that works. Because I don't think you can hire a worker to do that for you. Let's just kind of move this fella out of the way here. Right about there. Let's move. Okay, here's something else I learned. Let me jump out of this right here. Okay, if we go to the map here, is it this map? Yeah, let's enter. That's not it. Whoops, sorry. Didn't want to do that. That's not what I tried to do. Let's say I want to go to the shop. I can click on the shop and I can visit the shop. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that sweet? We can teleport in the game. Pretty cool. Okay, so let's see. I needed to I need to pick that up. Let me get a tractor. Let's grab this fella right here. And we'll run up And grab that forage wagon right there. All right. I don't know if I hire a worker, if they know where these things are. I don't think they do. I think we have to do this ourselves. That's okay, we'll do that. Turn forage wagon on. We can do that. Lower the pickup. We can do that. And let's go to town. It was a lot of fun. I'm exhausted. We just finished that 5 hours only about maybe a half hour ago. But I decided to come in here and test. I'm having trouble with my recordings. I'm having hardware troubles, and it isn't well, it's not my hardware per se. It's the drivers. I'm having trouble with NVIDIA and this game. As you know, it's a brand new game, and there's some issues with the graphics on it. I'm seeing this game while I'm playing, and it's very decent graphics, very good. The brightness, the contrast, everything is really good. But when I go to record it, it's so dark you can't hardly see it. You'll notice it in that last episode. The other thing you're going to notice is part of the top of the video is missing, and the bottom has a black bar on it. I have no idea how that happened, because that wasn't that way in the raw video. But you'll notice also that almost towards the end of that video, I jumped out into the main menu to show you the mod section. When I came back in the game was dark. It was so dark, and I don't know why it did that. I just don't know why. So I've been messing with it all day, which is another reason why I didn't advertise I was going to do a live stream. I didn't know I was going to. I was fighting with my graphics. I went to NVIDIA. I deleted all of my drivers for my graphics card. I went in and got new drivers, reinstalled them, and tried to set it up so that I could do a decent video. And then I started working on the dedicated server. And that's when we decided to do the live stream. It was a test, basically. I don't know. I keep doing that. I keep doing a live stream, starting it as a test and ending up doing a 2-3 hour live stream. At some point, I'm just going to have to say this is the way it's going to be. Because of the bandwidth issues, I had a little bit of problem in that 5 hours with a little bit of lag and some buffering. And it wasn't I don't think it was mine. I don't think it was my issue. I think it was either YouTube's or the internet, because when I'm watching the stream, everything's running fine. I had no drop. I had no dropped frames. According to YouTube, I was in the green the whole time. So where was the lag coming from? And it wasn't just me. Uh-oh, we're full. It wasn't just me. Haas was having trouble too. And he also was doing very well in his stream according to the statistics. I'm just going to sell this stuff because I don't have any animals now. So at this point, I need the money. Yes, I don't know what the problem is. I think the thing of it is the live streams are different than, this is my personal opinion, and from what I've seen, it kind of holds up. this theory of mine kind of holds up, and that is that if people are watching videos, mine or anybody else's, if the sound is good, the voice quality is good, and I don't mean my voice quality. I mean the microphone, the sound. And a lot of people say, I don't like the sound of your voice. Well, I don't like the sound of my voice either. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the quality of the recording, that kind of thing. If those things are good, if the video is good and good quality, people enjoy watching the videos. If they're not, they complain or they comment on, your sound is too low, your video is, bad, whatever the case may be. They tell you about it and they don't like it. And a lot of people will not watch the videos if they're not good quality. On the other hand, with live streaming, it's my opinion, and it's been my experience, and I think I'm fairly close to this, that people are a lot more forgiving of a stream, whether it's Twitch or YouTube. I think they're a lot more lenient towards that kind of thing. I had a lot of people say, "Oh, geez, it's buffering, and I missed. I'm lagging a little bit." That kind of thing. I'm getting a little bit of this, the sound cut out for a little bit. They're a little more forgiving about that stuff, because I had some people that stayed with me almost a whole 5 hours and told me that every once in a while they'd say they'd get a little bit of buffering and stuff like that. They stayed, they watched, they had a good time, they laughed, they chatted, they still had a good time. And I think they kind of expect it out of a live stream, that it's not going to go 100%, that things are going to be not right. And especially with YouTube, YouTube, right on the live streaming page, it says it's in beta form. They're still working bugs out. They're trying to improve the streaming end of YouTube. So, it's my thought, and I think I'm right. I think I'm close to it anyway. That a lot of people are a lot less critical of a live stream than they are with a YouTube video. So it's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. The people watched had a lot of fun. And that's the important thing. So I'm going to start doing a lot more of that. I'm going to start doing some American Truck Simulator multiplay. I want to get some multiplay going. I'd like to record some multiplay with some of the people that want to come in to the multiplay server and just have some fun. That's what it's all about. I guess there's quite a few mods coming out. I have mixed feelings about it. When I first started, when I first loaded the game, I thought to myself, and the week before it came out, I was thinking to myself that I'm just going to play the game in vanilla form, at least for a while. But there's some pretty good mods out there already. And, I might have to do that. I might have to grab a few mods. And I want to buy the Xbox version and play that. Only, if nothing else, for the mods that they're making, so that I can review some mods on Xbox. Or I can, learn a little bit more about the Xbox mods. And if somebody needs help on them or advice on them, I'll be able to honestly say that, yeah, I've got Xbox and I've got that mod and it works this way. And it's either good or it's bad, or it's worth it or it's not. So I'm thinking about doing that. talked to somebody on the live stream tonight that was playing on Xbox One, and they told me that there's some pretty good mods out for the Xbox already. That's good news. Which is another reason why I decided to be a little bit more lenient on my criticism of Farming Simulator 2017. There's a lot of people that weren't able to do mods and stuff that play on the Xbox, and they can on Farming Simulator 17, and it makes it a much better experience for them. I didn't consider that when I looked at it and thought, oh well, you know, it isn't as good a game as I thought it was going to be. It's a fine game. It's there's nothing wrong with it. It's got some growing to do, and that's okay. Modders are going to help with that. Maybe some criticism for Giant is going to help. Maybe some of the suggestions that I made are either fixed by mods or Giant themselves, like naming the hired helpers. That would be so cool. It'd be more immersive. You could say, oh look, Fred's back on the farm today, and have a little bit more fun with it. I don't know what you think about that idea, but I think it's a good idea. I don't see anything wrong with it. Alrighty. Let's go put this thing away. I'll show you something else that's kind of cool that somebody told me about. On the multiplayer server that I was playing on today, mine, it's my server, as I said. Haas was playing with me, Big Haas, on it, and he purchased the car wash thing, the steam cleaner, and he said the placing of placeable mods is so much better in this than it was in 15, that it was just amazing. So I want to do that. I'm going to go to the whatcha-dinger here, and let's look at a placeable. Let's grab this thing right here and buy it. See, it's a 3D hologram type thing, so you can actually see where you're placing it, which is a lot different than the other 2015 game. So we can actually turn our camera around. Do you remember when we were trying to place something in the other game, and it was in a spot where you couldn't see how it was fitting, like over here, like this? Now you can spin your camera around. Isn't that sweet? And it's just really cool. And imagine how much better that's going to be if you have a placeable building. So let's move in here. Let's move in here. I'm going to put this thing maybe right about here. Let's do that. Put it right about well, let's see, how should we put this? Let me open up my let's just plop it right here. Cool beans. That's right. It's a lot of fun. How'd my pickup get down there? Did I do that? Did I do that? All right, so we got that done. Let's do a cultivation here. Let me get my tractor started. I'm gonna hire the old worker there. Oh, it's another girl. I love it. I just love it. All right, how's she doing? She's doing pretty good. Helper D. That's my hamburger helper D and hamburger helper J. Has she actually got her foot on? No, they don't have their foot on a gas pedal. Her foot's kind of crooked there. And wait a minute. Yes, she does. She's got her foot on the accelerator. All right. How about this one? Oh, you can't see inside that tractor. Yeah, it looks like she does. I guess. That's sweet. I like that. I like that. Like that a lot. So what are we doing? We need to... I'll tell you what I need to do. I need to buy... let's run over here and take a look at what we have yonder. Okay. Now, we've got these things. Seeds and fertilizer. With these big bags, you can refill the tools with seeds and fertilizer. Once they are empty, you'll have to buy a new one from the shop. You can find them in the pallets category. So this thing here, once you use it, when it's empty, it disappears. And you have to go to the shop and buy a new one. I think you can fill these up, though, too. So this one is seed. This is fertilizer. This is dry fertilizer. This is wet fertilizer. Now, you're going to have to get a forklift to do this. I don't know what the hand does for you on this. What does it do? Object too heavy, so we can't pick it up. But what I'm thinking about doing, these are kind of squirrely. When you try to get in here with your tractor, sometimes you'll knock them around. So in the other server that we had, I took these, the fertilizer ones, and I moved them over to this little area over here to segregate them. So that was there, and seeds were here, and blah, blah, blah. So what I did was I purchased a front-end loader. So I'm thinking that we're going to need a front-end loader. That's the truck, or the tractor that I probably want to use. Yeah, that's the tractor I want to use for that. And she's busy, so she's going to be a while. I'm going to let her finish up. What else can we do while we're waiting, though? Let's see. I don't know what to do. Oh, yes, I do. We need to fertilize that other feed again. That other field again. So let's buy. We're going to buy a fertilizer spreader here. Let's see. Let's jump over this way. Sprayer. I don't want a sprayer. I want a fertilizer spreader. Let's just buy the small one. I don't have a lot of money. So we're going to buy that. There's no upgrades available. We're going to buy it. Go to that. Go to that. Let's get out of here. I'm going to skedaddle. Now here's the thing. You remember in 15 you used to be able to buy something at the shop and have it delivered to your farm. If you do that now, if you try to reset a piece of equipment, it resets it back to the dealer, not to your farm. So we're going to have to drive over and get that. So let's jump in our tractor here. And let's detach from it. And let's head to town. Put on your Sunday best, kids. We're going to Sears. If you remember the mod, the drive mod that they had, and it made the sound of the tractor quieter on the inside, this game does that automatically. That's cool. Just another thing I didn't happen to notice in the first few hours that I played the game. Well, actually, I haven't played it for very many hours outside of the live stream today. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to live stream to do the... Well, yeah, I'm going to live stream to do the missions. Because the missions, like I said, you're out there cutting down the neighbor's field and stuff, and it's kind of boring just because you have to physically do the work yourself. You're just running up and down the field, if you know what I mean. And it might be easier to do in a live stream because I can actually talk to the people in the live stream instead of just driving up and down and talking to myself the whole time and not figuring out what to say, you know, kind of thing. I'm not really finding it hard to keep talking. I talk all the time. Didn't used to be that way. YouTube made me that way. I have to keep talking even when I don't want to. I didn't miss the store, did I? No, it's up by the flag there. Just information for Giant. As a, I'm not a veteran, at all, but I did work for the government, and I know a lot of veterans. In the United States, when you fly a U.S. flag, you're not allowed to fly it at night unless it has a light on it. And I noticed that there's no lights on these flags. Veterans, I used to do that. I'd forget to bring the flag in sometimes at work, and the next day the veterans would come in and they would be not very happy that I left the flag out without a light on it. Just information to Giant, not a criticism. Did I miss him? Yeah, I missed him. Not on purpose. I meant to hit him. No, just kidding. Boy, that town zombie's a little bit out of town. Either that town's bigger than I thought it was. So when the fertilizer and the seed bags are empty, you got to run to the farm shop and purchase more. And I found out that that pickup truck that I didn't care for actually is pretty functional. You can lower the tailgate and you can put the pallets in the truck and haul them back and forth from the store, which is kind of cool. All right, I think this is my turn here. Perfect timing, SUV or station wagon or whatever you are. Boy, I came close to hitting them, didn't I? But I didn't. I don't know if I can make the steering wheel a little more responsive because it's not one-on-one here. I have to turn it quite a little bit before it turns. I don't know if I can adjust that or not, but I don't know if I want to because I got this wheel set up specifically for American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator. So I'm not quite sure how badly I want to mess that up. So it functions the way it is. I'm going to probably leave it that way. Like I say, it could be a little bit more responsive, but... Now when you come in here to load these things, be careful. If you come in too hard and you hit them, you knock them all over the place. And you don't want to do that. So that's what happened in our multiplayer game. We came in here and slammed these things and they went flying all over the place. So I had to buy... a front end loader and pick them up and move them where we could use them. So let's refill this thing. Alrighty, let's go out to the field. And which field? This one here. We're going to fertilize this a second time. Now here's the thing with this. When the crops are low like this, you can pretty much see where you need to fertilize. But when they get a higher growth state, you can't tell. So I'm thinking the best way to do it is to hire a driver, because the driver seems to know where you can spread and where you can't. So I'm gonna go ahead and hire a driver here, or a hamburger helper. I'm gonna hire here and let him. But before I do, let's go back in the map and look at this. We're gonna look at this soil composition, and you'll see this is the lightest blue right here. So that means it's been fertilized one time already. So we're gonna hire that person. And then if we look at the map, you'll see that, it's turning a darker blue. It's turning this color blue, and that'll tell us that the thing's been fertilized twice. And then when we fertilize it a third time, it'll be the dark blue. And this will go to all stages of growth. So it's when it turns yellow, it's growing. When it gets to a certain point, it doesn't do you any good to fertilize anymore. So you need to get that out of the way, while you can, because you want the best yields you can get. Unless you don't really want to do it, then you can go in and set it to that you just have to fertilize it when you seed it one time and it's done. So it's your choice, it's your game. I'm trying to play it as legit as I can, at least for the time being, until I get bored with that. If I get bored of having to fertilize 3 times, I may set it back to 1. Now I'm not going to plow it this time. I should have plowed it because it really increases your yield, but I didn't. I need the money. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna go ahead and get a crop going. I don't have enough money to buy a plow, because what happens is when you look at the plows, they're a heavy piece of equipment. They do heavy work. They need a heavy duty tractor. I can't afford a tractor big enough to pull the plow. And if I want to get a better plow, I don't have the money for that either. So I'm going to go ahead and plant the crops that I'm doing right now. And we will... Is he done? He's done. Hamburger Helper D has completed his task. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and seed the field and get the crop out of it for money. And the next time I'll plow the field. Now here's another thing that I learned I didn't know, and that is the crops. With the crops, we have this thing called oil radishes right here. The oil radishes is not a crop that you harvest and sell. The oilseed radish is a fertilizer. You can increase the yield of your crops by planting this and then plowing it under. It puts nutrients and stuff into the soil, which allows your crops to be a higher yield. So that's kind of cool. And that's what this is right here, oilseed radish. Oilseed radish is a special crop, as you don't harvest it at the end, but dig it in. Once the plants are visible, you can use the cultivator on your field. You don't plow, it's a cultivator. It's a so-called green manure and works as a fertilizer, increasing your yield by 30%. That's something you might want to do once in a while. And as far as improving the yield, after you sow the field, you can improve the harvest by fertilizing it. To achieve the best outcome, you need to fertilize your field up to 3 times before the plants are fully grown. But remember, that fertilization is only effective once per growth stage. Each time you fertilize a field, it yields 30% more crops. So, if you fertilize it 3 times, it yields 90% more crops. Plowed fields yield 10% more output. If you plowed and fertilized your field properly, it'll yield 100% more crops. Your harvest is doubled. You can fertilize a field with a fertilizer spreader, sprayer, manure spreader, or a slurry tank. Oilseed radishes work as a fertilizer as well if you dig in the mature plant with a cultivator before sowing your actual crop. Now, I might have just screwed up. when I did that, because it says at the 3 stages, and did I wait for the proper stage? So we have blue when it's seeded, yellow when it's growing. Let's see here. You see, this one is yellow and it's going into the green. I think I was supposed to wait until it was green before I fertilized it. But I might have, because this looks green. So I'm not sure if I did that right. I might have, because that looks green to me, greener than yellow. So I might have been okay on this. You got to make sure you do it right if you're going to do it, because this stuff is expensive. This stuff costs a fortune. You know, not including the not including the cost of the equipment that I have to buy. Yeah, she's almost done. I think it's kind of cool that you can ride along with the hired worker. And there she goes, and I'm back in control. Hamburger Helper G has completed their task. So now I think what I have to do is kind of wait, because if you notice, this field isn't up to stage yet. It's getting there, part of it is. And I think you can see that on the map. So again, if we take a look at the map on field number 14, you'll see that part of it is turning green. So I think I'm going to be okay if I let that go green and wait for this one to go green before I do the fertilization. I think that's what we do. Because see, if you wait too long and it goes into yellow, it's too late, because yellow's ready to harvest. So you have to do it between this yellow and this dark green. That's my thought. That's what I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to it. I tell you what. Alrighty. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to let this guy finish this row right here, and then I'm going to call it an episode. I hope you had fun. If you had a chance to watch the live stream and you liked it, let me know, because I'm still nervous about live streaming. And if I know people are enjoying it, I'll want to do more of it. So take a look at it. Let me know. If you're interested in playing on the server, multiplay, like I said, give me a shout, and I'll send you the password for it. It's easy to find if you go into multiplayer. If you get in there and get to the servers, you're looking for Rudeman33 Gaming. So if you put that in there, you should be able to find it. Or at least Rudeman53. If you put Rudeman53 in there, you're going to find it. And then all you'll need is the password to get in. So again, if you're interested, go to my YouTube page. You'll see my email in the About Me. There's a section up there called About. If you look at the top there where it says, videos and such, you'll see it. And just give me a holler or send me a comment, whatever. Send me a comment with your email address, however you want to do it, if you want to play, and I'll get you on there. I can't guarantee how often I'm going to be on. I'm going to try to be on there fairly often, and it'd be fun to play together. I should have shut that off. So I'm not going to have a lot of rules on it. I don't like a lot of bad language. Anybody that has watched my videos knows that. I won't put up with any griefing or anything like that. I don't have a lot. I won't have a lot of rules. As long as everybody plays and has fun. Remember, you're there to have fun, not to hurt anybody. And so as long as everything's going smooth, you can do whatever you want to do. And, we'll go from that. I hope you liked it. Give me a like if you did. Share it if you have a friend. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you on the farm in the next episode. Happy farming.